each other. But first of all, when members of parliament want to legitimize and legalize CDF, they get 2/3 majority, they pass it on the floor of the House without a single what? Dissent.
But the buck stops with you as a Senator as well.
Yeah. And yet in reality, it has stopped at the Senate. We have said that thing is not passing because it's a con. What we are saying is very simple. If you want to talk to us, don't come and start asking 40 people from which village. Go to parliament and get these guys, Buana. Stop stealing money, tighten the corruption. Make sure you stop killing our children, give them restitution justice, compensation, increase the money, and make sure everything is done. Sit and tell us whether you are unable to manage our finances. Why? Money is not going to schools. The teachers are frustrated. We have CBC. Nobody knows.
You know, fellow Kenyans, let me say this, that personally, I'm not always against pastors, you know, I'm not always against them. But sometimes I feel like most of them or some of them are normally trying to betray the people that they're followers. Because tell me why, someone knows very well that what he's doing or what she's doing is against a lot of Kenyans' maybe expectation. You are a leader, you are a church leader, and you know very well that majority of Kenyans, majority of people are against you going to meet the president at the State House. But instead of stopping to do that, that is what you do, simply because you know very well that by going there, you're going to get your brown envelope with 100,000, with 10,000, 200,000. Some even go as far as being given 1 million. So it is not, you know, when they do this, when they go to the State House, that is one thing I've come to realize, that when they go to State House, they're not going because of Kenyans' interest. They are only going because of their own personal interest, because they know that at the end of the day, they must get something when they get out of there. So that is what I want to talk about. But before that, let me quickly remind you that if at all you're meeting for the first time, don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can as well drop me a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think and where exactly you're watching this video from. Now, the environment is still cool. I'm still at home. Now, you can listen to the way that the birds are chanting, you know, all that. So that is the noise that you can, you hear, the background noise that you hear. So, you know, huwezi ukafukuza ndege. Wacha wapiga kelele wanalialia hapo, they know why they're doing that. So you can't go there, throw stones at them. I love the environment. I know the noise that they bring. Inaonyesha kwamba, you know, sometimes you may need a very cool place, and a cool place must have the birds, you know, all that. So that is why unasikia background iko na utofauti kidogo. Now let us get into the discussion.
First of all, when members of parliament want to legitimize and legalize CDF, they get 2/3 majority, they pass it on the floor of the House without a single what? Dissent.
But the buck stops with you as a Senator as well.
Yeah. And yet in reality, it has stopped at the Senate. We have said that thing is not passing because it's a con. What we are saying is very simple. If you want to talk to us, don't come and start asking 40 people from which village. Go to parliament and get these guys, Buana. Stop stealing money, tighten the corruption. Make sure you stop killing our children, give them restitution justice, compensation, increase the money, and make sure everything is done. Sit and tell us whether you are unable to manage our finances. Why? Money is not going to schools. The teachers are frustrated. We have CBC. Nobody knows what it stands for. Nobody knows whether we've left 844 and moved to where.
Right, thank
you.
So
we are saying these are people who claim to be educated. These are people who are supposed to manage government. If the government was running comfortably, why would I be sitting here talking about how the government is not doing anything?
Right, but see, I think from the point he's coming from is that we have to take the smooth with the rough as well.
Just like Debal. Take what?
The smooth with the rough.
With the which one? But everything has been rough for 3 years.
Let me also have a right of. Let me have a right of.
Okay. I borrowed 2 trillion.
Can I give him a right to play? Then I come to you.
No problem. In some of these conversations, and I would like to encourage my senior senator to please come down on some of these discussions. It doesn't mean that you have to shout the loudest for us to be able to have this discussion. But
wait,
let me say this. Let me say this, Debal.
Yes.
The conversation was within the recent period, what has been the happenings, the good things that have been happening. You've seen what I'm talking about is what was in the news today, right? The figures that he's throwing about.
Fake news.
Talk about the fake news, it's up to you. What I'm talking about is today, Kasarani was actually being handed over. Actually, no, it's Nyayo Stadium. Nyayo Stadium was being handed over. Kasarani is being handed over. Those are the things that the Office of the Auditor General will be able to handle. And
why can't you just announce?
You cannot come here and throw figures the way you want.
Because
who can validate the figures he's talking about?
No,
so let's not use emotions as a way of trying to
tell us how
stop
much
this conversation.
Our money is being used.
That is the work of the Auditor General, and there's a process that will be done.
But
there is a way to be done,
just
and
a moment.
come to Parliament.
Just a
That is the
moment.
job of a legislator. You should know.
But no, just a moment. But if we have figures that are being thrown as well, it will be nice also to have confirmable facts that you have, you table it and say, okay, this was 1.2 billion shillings of the Talanta Academy until 7 billion and it's still ongoing.
And that being done on Kong Road. The money has moved from 1.6 billion, which was 3 years ago. It is now at 9 billion. I can even go further and tell you who's doing that stadium, how the money has been shared.
Okay.
That's what
can you finish so that we can have a Kabbalah? Yes, please.
There are good things that the government is doing. You may want to say what you want to say, but those are facts. You can see them. I was not talking about the figures. I was saying the stadium is now done. It is historic. After 37 years, we now have an international stadium on the level of Kasarani. You can see how it has been done. We have 2 fields inside there that have been made. You can keep laughing. It's the truth. Those are the facts. And I was just encouraging that we now are going to be having the Chan, that I wanted to encourage all young Kenyans to be able to come and support, even as we are now being also considered for the AFCON. We are expecting between 200,000 to 300,000 visitors in our country. What is that going to mean in terms of the economy of our country? And many other things. What you're talking about is the recent time. You said, of the recent time, some of those things that
It did. Okay.
And some of the conversation I also wanted to bring across before he interrupted also was the 7 shilling securitization, that I thought it was also something that is quite interesting to talk about on matters economy and unlocking the road programs that are being done in our country.
We will come to that securitization, of
That's
course,
fine.
and that particular blip that has been there. Everyone is really questioning, looking at other regimes.
And the very sensitive, and the very sensitive matter and the sensitive matter that we cannot let it go on the issue of children. That is saying that the government is killing children. That is far from the truth.
Okay.
And as I was saying before, that yesterday a group of pastors went to the Statehouse. I really can't tell what they went to do, but of course you and I knows very well that the president is planning to build a church at the Statehouse that is going to have a capacity of 8,000, and it's going to cost something like 1.2 billion Kenya shillings. That is according to the plan that he has, and he was saying that this church, this 1.2 billion is the only person that is going to offer. He's not going to take it from Kenyans taxpayers' money. No, he's going to get it from his own pocket. Now, I did some little calculations, and I came to realize that when you try to take the president's salary and salary every month, it's something like roughly 1.5. Now, tell me, 1.5 million. That is how many months will it take for the president to get 1.2 billion? Without putting all these bila kufanya ukora nini na nini. If he's just a genuine person like Traore of Burkina Faso, do you really think that the president will come and tell us that mimi nataka kujenga kanisa and naenda kujenga na pesa yangu na hakuna mtu yote ambaye atanizuia kujenga kanisa? Do you really think that we will have such kind of statement? Ujua, instead of just telling us that I would like to build a church, and this church that I want to build, I would like to build it using taxpayers' money, and this is how much it's going to cost. Badala kutudanganya, you want to build a church, you are still lying. You are a liar. Everybody knows that you are a liar. Every statement that comes from you, people must doubt. But now you're still doubting, you're still lying, telling us that nataka kufanya hii, lakini ile kitu nataka kufanya nataka kutumia hela yangu. You know, these things, I said this, and as I normally say that sometimes these politicians take us Kenyans as if we are not reasoning. Like we really don't know what is going on, we really know what is happening, we cannot know, we'll never know, and we'll never know forever. In fact, I would like you to listen to Onyonka. and Kabando wa Kabando talking about this?
Whatever you just
you gave him a Mwakenya.
He has just got the carpet under my feet. I gave him my Mwakenya, but good, the son of my father, the son of Dr. Zachary Onyorika, can execute and articulate points that don't belong to him in a very beautiful way. So let me now go to my second point, because the first one has been delivered by my delegate. In the last 1 year or so, if we don't talk about just last week,
yes,
the theme of the country, what is the front banner for the country is about governance. Governance about politics within the legislatures. I've seen what has been happening in the National Assembly. The Speaker of the National Assembly is now a surrogate going from village to village in so-called empowerment programs on behalf of the executive, such a disaster. Then you go to the management of the security apparatus in Kenya. You know, in a day, the executions, the extrajudicial killings, the wanton destruction of property by thugs, easily identifiable and clearly proxies of political forces, and they're protected by the same security that we have bestowed upon the responsibility constitutionally to offer services of protection and safety of Kenyans and their properties. We have seen the kind of ethnic profiling that has been happening. And for the first time, beautifully so, Kenyans reject in a swift way ethnic prejudice that's being perpetrated by those in power in order to isolate a certain community and delegitimize the universal uprising of Gen Zs asking for accountability of governance. In the same time, we have seen desperate effort to revive or resurrect the despicable religious hypocrisies and hypotony, including today. Pastors being ferried from villages across this country to the house of the country, of the state, Statehouse, Ikulu, being bribed with money, and we are meeting them when they are leaving Statehouse, carrying 100,000 shillings each. Some bishops who are mobilizing being given even $1 million. We are witnessing this. We have also witnessed the kind of deceptions and immaturity emanating from leaders, from Wajir to Muranga, from Eldoret all the way to Kilifi, across the country. People who are elected and who are respectable, people who are mothers and fathers of Gen Zs and millennials, being paraded on platforms and being sexualized, objectified, humiliated, being told, turn this way, we see your back. You know, women talking about some epics of bedroom matters in front of their parents, in front of their siblings, in front of children, infants. We have never gone this low. And
there are a lot of pastors out here, a lot of bishops, a lot of apostles, you know, who stands for the truth. We have got Apostle, we have got a pastor, we have Bishop JCW, we have got, I don't know his name is Apostle Phosphorus, I don't know. He was working at the Statehouse before he quitted. We have a lot of people that knows very well that what this government is doing is not right. And we Kenyans, we should stand with people. You know, we should stand, people like Pastor T, we should stand with people and make people understand that what is happening in this country is not right. Instead of pretending that we care about people, but in real sense, they don't care. That is it. Majority of people don't, majority of these people, some of them don't care about what is happening in Kenya. They care about them. And that is why you see some of them are going to the Statehouse to get brown envelopes. They're very happy being given that because they know that they will not share with their congregants. When they are told that go and tell your congregants this, and then you are given money, you'll be given money, okay, ujua, bora ushapewa hela. We hata kama watakubali, watakataa, shida sio yako. Ushaona? Wewe bora umepewa shilingi yako milioni moja, ukishapewa milioni moja, 1,100, Wewe ukienda pale waambie watu kwamba tunaomba serikali naomba tufanye hivi, wakikataa wakikubali ni sawa, hiyo sio shida yako kwa sababu wewe tayari ushaeka hela yako mfukoni. So that is where we are at this point. If we would just find the right people who would stand and say that this thing that is happening is not right, it should not be supported, it will not be supported, and it can never be supported in this country, I think we'll be on the right track. We'll have easy time. Instead of these shenanigans here and there, 1 to 3 things that doesn't add up, things that will not add up in our lives. After all, guys, that's just my thought, and that is all I have for today. And then you also tell me what to think at the comment section. Until we meet again, I have been your host, Bonifacio. Bingo.